EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Pepsi Center in downtown Denver. Tonight, it's the Denver Nuggets taking on the Boston Celtics. Nuggets have the first possession. Let the debate begin, Jay. Michael Porter Jr., steal of the draft for Denver.
Well, after all the tests he went through, if Michael Porter Jr. is healthy, then yes, he is the ultimate steal of the NBA draft. Going number 14 was an absolute shock to a lot of us analysts and people around the country. Last year, we were talking about this kid easily, Ed, easily, by a wide margin, going with the first pick in the draft. This is a gem for the Denver Nuggets.
Slam dunk. Paul Millsap on the follow.
Ed, let's play a little game. Fact or fiction. You ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Paul Millsap is one of the best offensive rebounders in NCAA history. He's the only player to have captured 3 Division I rebounding titles. What do you think?
I'm going to say, before I can phone a friend, fact.
Well done, my friend.
Paul Millsap out of Louisiana Tech, just like the mailman. For 3, can't connect. It's no good. Irving with the basketball. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Shot from the lane won't go. He won't.
Maybe a message was being sent there. I'm just not too sure what it was.
Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Here's Irving into the front court. Down 2. Kyrie Irving. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Murray into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Millsap. The drive. Right to the basket. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Deep right corner. Irving. That's how you defend. Jay, the Nuggets bring a lot back. They go out and sign a guy like Isaiah Thomas. There's a lot to work with on this roster.
Yeah, and they also got Will Barton, which was huge for them this offseason. That's exactly what Mike Malone is trying to do. He's trying to build the identity of this team. And I've heard coaches talk about this for a long time now. I'd rather have talent and mold that talent than have no talent and have an identity.
Paul Millsap, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body. Shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Changes coming from both sides right now.
For the Denver Nuggets, number 0, Isaiah Thomas. Subbing in for Boston, number 12, Terry Rozier.
Hayward to Rozier. To Horford. Rozier. Not getting the bounce. Jamal Murray. His first effort off the mark. Rozier into the front court. Down 4. Trying to take it all the way, but it's no good.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
Hayward to Jaylen Brown. To Horford. There it is, Al Horford. Good start. He's made his first shot.
This 11-year veteran has emerged as a uniquely stabilizing force for any team he plays on. He may not ever win a prize for his fiery oratory, but his steady demeanor is part of what makes him invaluable.
Horford, textbook defense. To Jaylen Brown. Inside, he scores.
Old school equals high percentage.
Nuggets with the basketball. To Jokic. Sizing up the defense. Not today. Tatum. No good. Murray with it. They can get a 2 for 1 if they play this right. And too much contact.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Substitutions, Boston.
Flushes it home.
I mean, with so much talk these days about three-point shooting and the spacing on the court and having versatile athletic wings, sometimes when you have a dominant big man, you keep giving him the ball. You let him be that anomaly.
From the painted area, won't go down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Curling inside. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. Week with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Second quarter set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
A filling out process between each teams, and also, Ed, a filling out process with the referees. A lot of quick whistles. The game is being called differently. Look to see how both teams adjust.
Baseline drive. The shot won't fall. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Michael Porter at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Jay, it feels like our heads are spinning, thinking about Stevens. But you look at this group, what impact it has on, say, a Jason Tatum, a Terry Rozier, and beyond.
There was a lot of talk in the offseason about what's going to happen to Jason Tatum's minutes. He was second on the team in minutes last year due to the fact that Gordon Hayward went down. But this is an abundance of talent issue for Brad Stevens and Celtics fans. You have so many interchangeable parts. Shimi Ojale can play a lot of minutes. Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris. The names go on and on and on with the interchangeable wings that can all defend and score. That's a great problem to have, Ed.
Like I said, our heads are spinning. Knocked loose. Celtics come away with it. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. To Thomas. Ball's tied up. We'll get a jump ball. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Ball's controlled by Boston. Hayward.
Let's really build this lead.
A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And so many players, when they come into the paint, they come in with that soft approach. He didn't come in soft at all. He came in with aggression, and he went through the defender. Through, not around. That's key.
Unable to connect on the free throw. Gordon Hayward with a piece. That's his first of the game. Hayward.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Fires the 3, so the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Score, strong take.
Man, why do I feel like Canadians are really taking over the NBA? Kitchener's finest, Jamal Murray, is really coming into his own as a player. There was so much confusion his first year. Am I a 1? Am I a 2? And now I see a kid who is just Jamal Murray. He doesn't care what position he is, but when the ball is in his hands, there's no doubt about it. He is built for the big-time moments, and he's a scorer, an elite scorer that can make everybody else around him better.
Jay, Celtics last year, they make the 7th game in the East Finals without Gordon Hayward, without Kyrie Irving. Brad Stevens now, it's a good challenge to have. He has a lot of players to incorporate.
And it's a great challenge for a genius coach like Brad Stevens. The biggest issue for the Celtics is that they cannot believe the hype, Ed. I've been a guy that stated I think they're going to win the whole thing next year, but they can't drink the Kool-Aid from the media. And I will say this, when you have guys on your team like Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, I think they will push the younger guys to really help them exceed expectations. That's going to be key.
Has a chance, jumper's good.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Hayward. 4-3. And Millsap there to get the rebound. Murray with the basketball. Up by 3. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
Play is stopped. Timeout Boston. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Kyrie Irving. Subbing in for the Denver Nuggets. Number 15.
Oh, and Murray up to block the shot.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Ah, the monster stuff.
Jason Tatum finished 3rd amongst all rookies in Rookie of the Year voting. But I say to you this, I agree with what Jaylen Brown had to say. If it was a one-on-one battle, who you taking, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons? I take JT every time.
Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Oh, a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Kyrie Irving. That's
Jokic. To Millsap. From the outside, no good.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Denver ball right now.
Here we go.
To Jokic. Has a look. The shot by Murray, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Marcus Smart. Here comes the screen. To Horford. And a throwdown.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited.
Murray into the front court. His guys should be able to get the final shot. Turns and slams it down.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Deep three at the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Nuggets with the lead.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Nuggets are in a close game thus far. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaky. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Denver Nuggets. The Celtics aren't down by much after 2 quarters.
And without question, they can put themselves in a position to win this game.
Have a look at the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Steals.
We're seeing a lot of steals in this game, and it's not been one-sided. Each of the teams in this matchup have been aggressive on defense and getting some positive results.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Denver's got it. To Millsap. Takes stock of the floor. Oh, a lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul.
Cultures have communication that maybe you didn't even see that you had. But right now, there's no leader on this team. Everybody's just going their separate ways.
Jaylen Brown sends it away. That's his first of the game.
And that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but believe it or not, outside of Toronto, Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. Philadelphia wasn't able to land LeBron. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. He goes out to L.A. And Toronto, almost in a Hail Mary trade, ends up getting Kawhi Leonard. And who really knows if he wants to play there and be there emotionally for 1 week.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Hayward to Jaylen Brown. And he throws it down. Al Horford showing off all the moves. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
They don't want to lose this possession. Let's see what they can do with the jump. Boston with the basketball. Shot from the lane won't go. Knocked loose. Stays in bounds. Really good hustle. Short jumper won't fall. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
And I hear people talk about some of the great second-round picks in recent years. You hear names like Draymond Green, Isaiah Thomas, Malcolm Brogdon, and Jokic has to be right there. The 40th overall pick is putting in work like this. That's impressive.
Murray into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. To Jokic. Throws it down.
Jamal Murray, I got to give credit to him. I didn't know if I saw this on draft night, but he's made a ton of strides here in his second season, averaging nearly 17 points a game. This kid has that mental moxie.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Brown into the front court. The deficit is 6. No good. Defense catching a break there.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
It's good.
You know, for a long time, I've been calling JT a young Paul Pierce because of his isolation moves, in particular in tight spaces, with fadeaways, step backs, whatever you want, he has. Now, that came from watching him a couple of years ago play at Duke Fantasy Camp in the summer. He was going against Jabari Parker for 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, he gave Jabari the business. Now, this young kid was not even a freshman in college and was scoring any way he wanted to. And you knew that he was destined for success in the league. Danny Ainge got the steal of the draft.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. He was hacked. They let it go. Isaiah Thomas. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Jay, fun fact for you, of the charter franchises in the NBA.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Oh, he couldn't get it to go.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Throws it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Irving. Lets it fly from long range. And Kyrie Irving took the defense for a ride. Tough three-pointer.
And the game flow in the second half is completely different than the first. That first half equals out of sight, out of mind. Way to recalibrate in the locker room and find your rhythm back on the court.
Nuggets have the possession. Thomas. Here comes the screen. Jokic to Millsap. Jokic to Thomas. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and Isaiah Thomas on an island takes advantage for three.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Brown with the three with a hand in his face.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
That ends the third quarter. The Nuggets in front. It's the Celtics with the ball as we start this fourth quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Here comes the screen. Irving to Marcus Morris.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Over to the right side. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Marcus Morris. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Marcus Morris at the line. First free throw is good. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. And that one out of bounds off a nugget. Irving to Marcus Morris. From long range. Contested shot. Marcus Morris can't hit. Porter. To Irving. Hayward to Irving. Here comes the screen. Kyrie Irving, now 3 for 9.
So good to see one of Jersey's finest, Kyrie Irving, back on the court and driving with no issues on that knee. He only played 60 games last year, and he missed the entire Celtics postseason run. You can only imagine what this team would have done if he were healthy and they had Gordon Hayward.
Not done yet. The follow won't go either. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And the Nuggets really need GH to be one of their primary offensive scorers. He's really responded to that challenge as well. Up to 17.5 points per game, and you finally see the game slowing down for the young player.
A shot no good by Harris. Kyrie across the timeline. His guys trail now by 4. Off the mark, no good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Marcus Morris. Here's a chance from long range. That won't go. Inside, he scores.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
You know, Ed, usually in timeouts, you see coaches give these rah-rah speeches. And what happens is it goes through the player's left ear and out the right. They don't pay attention. I've been a part of those huddles. What I just saw, though, I saw a coach snap a clipboard. No doubt about it. He has his team's attention.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Entering the game for
Irving to Marcus Morris. Beyond the arc for three. Rebound reeled in by the Nuggets. Stuffs it down with authority.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Celtics have it. Knocked loose. Nuggets have it. And the finish. Slam dunk.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter. But still, keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Murray with it. It's an 8-point lead. To Millsap. And the slam.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
To Marcus Morris. Picked up by the Nuggets.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Irving into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Celtics have it. To Irving. Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
And the basket good at the rim. Timeout Boston as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Irving to Rozier. For three. Defense all over Rozier. Can't connect. Millsap. And scores.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
And throws it down.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
To Millsap. Jokic. Nice pass to set things up. Oh, emphatic slam. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. Oops, he missed the first one. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Nuggets have the possession. Backcourt violation is called. Screen coming. Kyrie Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
It's the Nuggets who come away victorious as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up.
The Nuggets put one in the win column with a solid performance.
They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. The Celtics put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Check out the leading scores for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Steals. Player of the game.
Being able to put up these kind of numbers is always impressive, but having the ability to lead and inspire is something special.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.